turn now to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to Europe. Netanyahu is set to meet with the leaders of Germany, France, and the UK, all in an effort to hash out a plan B to the Iran nuclear deal. That coming after U.S. President Donald Trump withdrew from the agreement. And international relations expert Emmanuel Navon is following the trip. And Emmanuel, what would a plan B actually look like?
Well, what Netanyahu is going to try and achieve in Europe is try and convince the three main European leaders to really insist that a kind of a new deal is reached with Iran on the missile program and on supporting the Shia militia throughout the Middle East. The question is whether or not Angela Merkel, Emmanuel Macron, and Theresa May will agree to that, because there's a huge pressure from Iran on those European countries to maintain the deal and even to make up for the withdrawal of the United States in order to maintain the release of the money that is being released to Iran and to maintain the economic relations with Iran. So Netanyahu will have to really put a lot of effort to convince the three European leaders to be much tighter on Iran, and that is his big mission today in Europe.
What are the chances that a replacement deal would actually be agreed upon?
So when Macron was in the United States about a month ago, he announced that he wanted to sign an additional deal with Iran in order to handle the issue of the sunset clause and also of the ballistic program of the Iranians. He's already been rebuffed by Iran. It might be, though, that if there is a coordinated European position between the French, the British, and the Germans towards the Iranians, saying, you know, it's either or, either you agree to include your ballistic program within a new deal, or we'll just, we won't pull out, but at least you won't get as many benefits from the deal as you would have had if the United States had stayed in the deal. It might very much be that a united European stance vis-a-vis Iran might be able to reach this additional deal that Macron spoke about last month. It might be.
Of course, Iran would have to agree to this as well. So what would it take for Iran to actually agree to these changes that we're talking about today?
I think if the Iranians are convinced that the Europeans are serious about being tough on the deal, since they need that deal for financial reasons. Don't forget that the Iranians have a strong incentive in keeping the deal because they benefit from it thanks to the money that they're getting from the deal. So the Iranians have every reason to maintain the deal. And I think that if they see that the three main European powers are united and are very clear on what they want from Iran, that might actually enable to reach a new deal regarding the ballistic program of the Iranians and being much tougher on monitoring their nuclear activity.
But does Iran really have to agree to this if they have, for example, China supporting them at the end of the day?
China and Russia, that's the big problem. In other words, if really the Iranians are convinced that with Russia and with China, they would be able to offset the withdrawal of the United States and the European demands, that is the big question. That is really a big question mark. We see today that neither Russia nor China are interested in renegotiating the deal, and that will make it even harder for the Europeans to demand new conditions from Iran. So as I said, the Iranians at the end of the day will look at the balance sheet and they'll calculate whether or not it makes sense for them to refuse a new deal if that is too big a risk for them.
All right, thank you for that. And